Hello and welcome to a NEAR protocol tutorial. I'm David, co-founder of NEKO, and today we are kicking off our series on the life cycle of a token on NEAR. Whether you're launching a meme coin or the next billion-dollar crypto startup, this is your go-to guide for all things tokens on NEAR. In this video, we're going to learn how to create and launch a fungible token on NEAR with no coding required. We will create a liquidity pool for our new token. Then, dive into the application processes to whitelist your token and set up farming rewards on Ref Finance, the #1 trading platform on NEAR. We will have a follow-up video in this series that explains how to use the NEAR CLI to create a token, set up vesting, and initiate airdrops. Our team is actually working on a few open source contracts right now that you'll be able to use for these components, and we'll go through the process together. First things first, we need to create a NEAR wallet, and then we need to get some NEAR for our gas fees and fees to create our token and also to have for our liquidity pool. So let's create a NEAR wallet. Going to head over to meteorwallet.app and then go to open wallet. And for me, I'm prompted to input a password because I use Meteor Wallet every day. It's like the most popular wallet on NEAR. But for you, you're going to be creating your own wallet for the first time. So we'll go and do that. Put in this password, and now this is where we choose the name of our NEAR account. It's pretty cool, the NEAR account model. It's not like Ethereum or Solana where it's just a random string of numbers and letters. Instead, you get to choose what your NEAR address is, just like when you choose your email address or your Twitter account. So what should we do? I'm feeling D-Sauce, D for David, Sauce. That's a good name. We'll do that. I'm going to create my wallet now. All right, dsauce.near has been created. So we've set up our wallet, but we still need to fund our wallet. There's no NEAR in it yet. So there's a few ways to get NEAR. It's really easy. Every major centralized exchange is going to let you buy NEAR. So Coinbase, Binance, whatever the centralized exchanges that you're most comfortable with, you can go ahead and buy NEAR there and send it to your newly created NEAR wallet address. For me, it's dsauce.near. You could also bridge funds from Solana using Allbridge. And if you're going to do that, you'd need to head over to a DEX on Solana, swap some SOL into NEAR, and then you can bridge that over and you'll have a funded account on the NEAR blockchain. Before we go ahead and fund our new NEAR wallet, let's actually store our seed phrase. So it's really important that we keep this hidden and to ourselves. Anyone that has access to our secret recovery phrase will be able to get onto our NEAR account. You'll want to make sure that you store this very safely, just like a seed phrase for any other blockchain. So I copied it, and I'm going to go to Notepad, and I'm going to store my seed phrase in a Notepad for now. I'm going to click that I've saved it. And then Meteor Wallet's going to want me to confirm that I have this written down or that I have this memorized. So it's going to ask me for my first and last word of my secret phrase. So I'll go ahead and input that real quick, and boom. Now we have stored our seed phrase for this NEAR wallet. But let's go ahead and get some NEAR onto this account so we can create our token and we can create our liquidity pool and get this token trading live. There is a 35 NEAR fee to create our token with the no-code solution that we're using in this tutorial. So we need to send at least 35 NEAR over to our NEAR wallet. And then also we want some extra for trading. So we'll go ahead and send over at least 35 NEAR. I'm going to send more than that, and once we have that loaded into our wallet, we can move on to the next step and create our token. All right, so I have loaded up my NEAR wallet with about 50 NEAR. This is going to give me plenty of NEAR to create my token, and then also a little bit of NEAR for creating our liquidity pool after that. And you can see that I've actually earned some Meteor points by setting up this wallet and starting to use it. So that's pretty cool. Shout out Meteor team. We have our NEAR. Let's go ahead and move towards our no-code token creation solution. So we'll head over to jumpdefi.xyz and launch the app. And then we've got to connect our wallet. So we'll go ahead and connect our NEAR wallet. We're using Meteor, so do that. Enter our password real quick. And now we're logged in. So let's navigate to the Token Laboratory to get started creating our token. Before we start, quick disclaimer that I am the co-founder of Jump DeFi, and I will say regarding the Token Laboratory, we have a lot of improvements in store. It's just in its MVP state right now, but it does get the job done. To start creating our token, we need to decide a few things. We just need to input the information into the fields here. So our token name, we'll go ahead and say David Lear Test Token. Symbol, it will be DLear. Token image, we need to get our token image. What is the logo of that token going to be? This is a multi-step process, so we'll dive back into that in a sec, but we'll also need to decide decimals. So how many decimal places will our token have? I'm just going to do the standard, which is 18. You want to make sure that your token does have decimals so people can send, sell fractions of a token, right? So it is important. I suggest doing 18 decimals. Reference and hash, these are optional. Won't dive into these today, but I don't think you'll really need to worry about much there. So now let's go ahead and get our token image set up. Now we're ready for our token image. So first you need to prepare your token logo. So whatever it is that your token image is going to be, make sure you create that. I have done so. I've created my token image, but now I need to convert it from a PNG into an SVG file, which is a more performant file structure that's good for token metadata. So we'll do PNG to svg.com, and we'll go ahead and upload our token image to this website here. We can see DSOS token, and now I'm ready to, download the file. So boom, I've downloaded my SVG of my token image, and we're ready for the next step. The Token Laboratory requires you to use a data URL when submitting your token image. So we're going to navigate to this blog post on formcarry.com. I will link this in the description, but we're going to go ahead now and simply upload our SVG file into this website. And then we're going to copy, starting where it says data, and we're going to copy this big old line of code, and in a second this will be all selected. A little too far there, and right there we copy, and then we head over to the Token Laboratory, and there we go. It is pasted in. Our token image is good to go. And if you do it wrong, the Token Laboratory will say, please provide a valid data URL. So if you're getting this, you're good to go. And we can actually paste that into Google and see, boom, our token image. So the data URL will always produce this image. So now we're ready to move forward to the final step of creating our token. We need to now decide what is our token type. So there's two options, a fixed supply token and a mintable supply token. Most cases, you're going to want to use a fixed supply token where there is a maximum supply and no tokens can ever be added to that supply. People that might want to invest or hold your token will probably feel comfortable knowing that there is a defined quantity of tokens that will ever exist. A mintable supply token, you could continue to mint more tokens after initially creating the token, and there are plenty of reasons why that is something that you might want to do. Lots of play-to-earn games have mintable supply tokens. There's plenty of use cases, a rebase token, but for most governance tokens or similar meme coins, whatever it is, in most cases you'll use a fixed supply token. But with a fixed supply token, we need to decide what our maximum supply is. So for DLear token, we're going to do 69,420 tokens, and that will be the maximum supply. There will never be more than 69,420 DLear tokens in existence. So we'll go ahead now and create this token. We'll be prompted to enter our password and approve the transaction. You can see here it takes 35 NEAR to execute this transaction, and that funds the storage costs for creating a token. And also there's a fee on top of that using the no code service. We can hit approve, and hopefully this transaction will go through in just a few seconds. First step is complete, and boom, we just created a token. Yay, let's go. But let's validate that, right? What just happened? Well, we'll check a few things. So first, let's actually head over to our wallet, to Meteor Wallet, and see if we can find our token in our wallet. We created this token from our dsauce.near wallet address. So all of those tokens that we've just created, our new token is going to be inside of this wallet. And we can see here, one scam token is hidden. Well, this just might be our new token. And there it is, David Lear test token. So Meteor Wallet has detected that this is a new token that just popped up in a wallet. They're marking it as a scam token, but that won't stay there for long. We'll be able to kind of get that figured out as the token progresses, as we create a liquidity pool and really start to integrate it with with more systems. That scam token messaging will absolutely go away. But if we head over to nearblocks.io, and then we have DSauce. So let's put in our Near wallet address, and we can see the most recent transaction here was the transaction in which we created our token. And we can see from dsauce.near interacted with David Lear test token.laboratory.jumpfinance.near. So this is our token address, and we'll need to keep this handy because our token address is what we'll use to tell people where to find our token, but it will also be used when we're creating our liquidity pool so people can trade that token, which is the step that we'll dive into next. Let's go ahead and get our new NEP-141 token and make it tradable. Let's see if people want to buy my DSauce, my DLear token. So we're going to head over to Ref Finance. This is ref.finance. The leading DeFi platform on Near right now. It's really where all of the liquidity, all of the trading is happening. So this is where we're going to create our token liquidity pool. But first we need to connect our wallet. So we'll connect our Meteor wallet here. Same process, put in our password, make sure we have the right wallet signed in. We do. So now we'll go ahead and get into Ref Finance, and let's check on something. We have our token address, right? So let's copy that again, just make sure we have it, and let's check to see if we can find our token. So I'm going to paste in the token address there, and boom, DLear, we have 69,420. So this is the entire supply of DLear token. In the next videos, where we show you how to set up token vesting, airdrops, we'll kind of give you some guidelines as to maybe breaking out your token allocations into separate wallets and then implementing vesting for each wallet based on how your token allocations will become available. So we'll dive into all of that. But for now, just keep in mind that the wallet that you use to create your token, it has the entire supply of that token in your wallet. But we can see here, we do have that supply, 69,420, but we can't swap it. That's what we're at the swap interface right now. It says I'm going to get 0 NEAR if I swap the entire supply of DLear token. Reason for this? There's no liquidity pool created yet. We can't trade this token. So we've got to create our liquidity pool. To do that, we hop over to the Earn tab on Ref Finance and then go to Liquidity Pools. Once that loads, we will simply hit create a pool token. We'll do the DEAR token, which we have added, and then we'll do NEAR as the other side of the pair. For fees, they suggest a 0.3% fee. Upper band would be 0.6% fee. This is fees that are generated by every trade, which, as you can see, go mainly to liquidity providers and then some to protocol fees and referral fees. Since this is an exotic token, we want to do a bigger fee. If you are doing like stable coins, for instance, a stable coin would have a lower fee in the liquidity pool, but for something super volatile like a token, on-chain token that was just created, let's hedge our bets and assume a higher fee is the way to go. We can hit create, execute the transaction, and wait for all of that to push through, but we should be ready to move on to the next step here in a sec. All right, so we have created the DEAR NEAR liquidity pool, but we need to now add liquidity. But before we add liquidity, I want to take a moment to just discuss the impacts of what we're about to do. So we created our liquidity pool, but the token's not trading yet. As soon as we create an LP, we will have a market price created for this token, and people will be able to buy this token. For more hyped token launches, if your project has been building, people are paying attention and they're waiting for that token launch, they could be scouring the chain and waiting for this new pair to be created, and then they could go ahead and buy a bunch of those tokens as soon as your LP is created. So you need to be ready for that. And there's other ways to launch a token or things that you can do first to get your ducks in a row. And one example of that would be possibly having a token sale, having a community sale where people can buy your token at a fixed rate. And what this would allow is you're actually bringing in, some sort of earnings from this token sale that you could use to actually gather a significant amount of liquidity for your token launch. So just a quick plug back to Jump DeFi, we have really the number one launch pad in the NEAR ecosystem. And so you could reach out to the Jump DeFi team, reach out to me and say, hey, we're a project launching on NEAR. We want to have a token sale and we would love to possibly work with you. So you could raise some capital and then go back over to Ref and now add your liquidity. But instead of having only 14 NEAR, you would have possibly thousands and thousands of dollars to go to market with robust liquidity, which is really necessary because if you have insufficient liquidity, there's going to be really big price impacts when anyone tries to buy or sell your token. So just keep that in mind. You can create your liquidity pool whenever you want, but you want to make sure that you have enough liquidity to facilitate a liquid trading environment. So before we go ahead and create our initial liquidity pool, we need to figure out how many tokens, how many DEAR tokens we're going to use, and then also how much NEAR is going to be provided on the other side of that pair. This will determine the market cap that we're launching our token at. And so it's really important that we think about this and do it right. And I think the best way to do that would just be to head over to a Google Sheet and put together our token allocations. So liquidity, we'll say that's 30% of the supply. We'll have a treasury, that will be 40% of the supply. Just for these purposes, we'll have a team allocation, that will be 20% of the supply, and then we'll have an airdrop for 10% of the supply. So this should be 100%, and we know that the DEAR token has 69,420 total supply. So we can say 30% of the total supply is 20,826 tokens. So that's the entire allocation that we have for liquidity. In an actual circumstance, your initial liquidity will just be a fraction of this amount, But for this tutorial, we'll make it easy on ourselves and just do the entire liquidity allocation we have here. 20,826 tokens will be used from the DEAR side. So what is it? I already forgot. 20,826. Okay, 20,826. So we have half of the problem answered, but we still need to figure out how much NEAR we're going to use on the other side of this. And this is really what determines the market price that we're listing the token at. All right, so now we need to determine how much NEAR we're going to use on the other side of this liquidity pair, and they will balance each other 50-50. So we can see here that we have 14.95 NEAR. I'm going to use 14 NEAR as the liquidity. We know that NEAR is worth $2.80, and we have 14 NEAR. So that means that we have $39 worth of liquidity on the NEAR side. So since we're using 30% of our supply, which is 20,826 tokens, we can determine that our liquidity is worth $39.20. So 30% of the DEAR token supply is worth $39.20. So the total market cap of our new token in this case is worth $130. So yeah, very small market cap. And that's why you can see if someone was to be monitoring the chain and they saw this, they could spend $100 and buy a ton of the tokens, right? So we got to be careful of that. But at any rate, we can say that our token is launching at a $130 market cap using 14 NEAR as the other side of the pair. So we'll put in 14 and we'll hit add liquidity on Ref Finance. We need to put in our password and then we will execute this transaction and our liquidity pool should be live. And just like that, our liquidity pool for our new token has been created. There is 20,826 DEAR tokens and 14 NEAR inside of this pool. I currently own all of the liquidity because no one has started to buy my token yet. But hey, we have an LP that is live on NEAR. We just created a token in a few minutes and now it's trading live. Maybe we can test that out. Hit trade. We have our DEAR token and our NEAR. We have a little bit of NEAR, under 1 NEAR left remaining in this wallet, but we'll buy some DEAR tokens with 0.2 NEAR. It's going to give us 291 DEAR tokens for 55 cents. And because the liquidity is so low, there's a decent price impact with just a 55-cent trade. So really showcases the importance of having deep liquidity when you're doing this for real. And as you can see, we just swapped our token. We just bought some of the token that we just created. Let's try to sell some. So I could try to dump the entire supply of DEAR tokens and I would get 9.79 NEAR back. Not a great deal. There's a big price impact. You lose 69% of the value by trying to do that. So we'll just do 420 DEAR and we'll get 76 cents for it. So yeah, we're just testing it out here, but as you can see, the token is trading live. And the swap went through. We just sold some of our token. Now that we've played around with swapping our token, let's just go back to liquidity pools real quick and check out where we can monitor our liquidity position. So just tab over to your liquidity and you can kind of see where things are at. This pool is worth $76.82 and you can manage everything here. So yeah, in a few minutes we were able to create a token on NEAR with no coding required and then list that token, launch a liquidity pool, and people can trade it. Now we can head to the final objective of this video, which is how to whitelist our token on Ref and how to apply to receive farming rewards for your token. So to do that, we're actually going to head to gov.ref.finance, and this is the Ref Finance Governance Forum. Let's take a look at a few of the whitelist requests from recent teams to whitelist their token. We can check out the NDC token, which is a pretty wild and wacky meme coin that has recently launched on NEAR. And you can see the template here of what Ref Finance is looking for you to provide about your project, about your token, in order to be whitelisted or be considered for whitelist. You have the token name, token generation, the platform, its representation. You just have all of this information, description about the project, the purpose of the token, where you're at in your roadmap. So yeah, you're laying your cards on the table, and the Ref team will decide if your token should be whitelisted on their platform. It's important to get whitelisted because it really helps with your visibility. Without being whitelisted, you need people to copy and paste your token address into the Ref swap interface so that people can trade it. There's a lot of friction there, right? It's hard for people to copy and paste a big token address in order to just trade. You want people to be able to just seamlessly hop onto the Ref interface and boom, your token's sitting right there. Maybe you scroll a little bit, you can type it into the search bar, but your token shows up. That's what you want, and that's what whitelisting does. And for farming rewards, what you're doing with farming is people that are providing liquidity, they're able to earn emissions. They can earn your token rewards. You can apply for Ref to provide their token, the Ref token for rewards, and it really helps boost liquidity, incentivize your users, give some more value to people that want to be liquidity providers and support your token. So setting up farming rewards is important, but through Ref Finance, you need to apply to receive farming rewards. And let's take a look at one of those proposals. So here's the Black Dragon farming rewards request, and you can see in their proposal, they're noting the price of Black Dragon on the day. They are asking for the Black Dragon NEAR pool to receive farming incentives. They're noting their target TVL is 200,000. They have an incentive target of 15% APR. So you can just, pop over to these proposals, take a look at them, look at approved proposals, look at rejected proposals, and do the same for your token. But looking at these gives you a good idea of the information needed to both whitelist and also receive farming incentives for your token. All right, well, we have covered all of the topics for today's NEAR protocol tutorial video. Again, this is the life cycle of a token series for NEAR tokens, and in this video, we learned how to create a token on NEAR with no coding required. We went through the process of creating a liquidity pool, launching your token so that it can be traded. We went through the whitelist and farming applications on Ref. So those are all of the steps that you need to do to launch a token on NEAR. And the follow-up video in this series is going to be the coding side. So we did no code first, now we're diving into the code. How do you use the NEAR CLI to create your own token? Then once we create the token, we can set up vesting. We can set up an airdrop for people as well. And what we're going to do is give you these open source boilerplate contracts that you can just head over to our GitHub and grab, and we'll go through the process together. So that's going to be a really fun video. Can't wait to do it. But until then, enjoy.